All right, we got our buddy, our pal, Paul Pabst, who's been rocking a weekend show on the Score this year.
It's been fun.
That's 104.3 the Score now.
Yeah, I sound better in FM. I need all the help I can get.
We wanted to, we were having a conversation off air about the stadium, which I think people in Chicago, they're like totally annoyed with stadium talk.
Yeah.
But honestly, the next few months are going to be incredibly important for this. Where do you stand on everything that's going on with the stadium and the idea that the Bears could actually be playing in Indiana?
I think sick of it is what people are, and you're right, because they hear about it quite a bit, or it gets dropped at inopportune times. You've seen that this year. Like right after the draft, there's a drop about the place, or right after a good playoff game. I live on the East Coast. I come back to Chicago a lot, so I go to Soldier Field once a year, maybe twice a year. I'm still in the mode where I look at the downtown of Chicago and think, this is the greatest city in the world, not just because I'm from there. The museums on one side of the stadium, I know Soldier Field needs help. I know there's things that needs to be improved. But I think this is beyond real that they're going to go either to Arlington Heights or Indiana. And I'm trying to get the Indiana governor on our show, and he was going to come on the show, the Score Tailgate show. And then he goes, can we pause on this because we're working? I want more substantial stuff to talk about. I don't think the Indiana thing is a joke in any way on their end. I think they're going to try every financial move to redo that area of the state. And Arlington Heights in Illinois, I don't know if they're prepared for what Indiana's about to unleash to the Bears fans or to the Bears management of every concession that you'd want. And that's the vibe I've gotten from a few people I've talked to in the Indiana government, that we're going to answer every question they have. Can we have this? Can we have that? Sure. Are you coming? Because years and years ago, you may remember this, Hartford tried to get the Patriots. And Hartford thought they were getting the Patriots. Hartford, Connecticut doesn't have stuff like this. And everyone in Hartford said, we're getting them. And it was a bait and switch to get a new stadium in Foxborough. So I think that's where it's at right now. And man, it's hot on the Indiana side.
Well, and I've said from the start that, look, man, there's first of all, Kevin, you need to bring in other states, and they finally did. And then I also said, you better watch out, Illinois, because Indiana is going to do things that are maybe not the best for the state to get them there, and then what position are you in? So now it almost feels like, Illinois is in a terrible position.
Right.
So,
and also Soldier Field's in this limited position. People outside Chicago don't understand Soldier Field. They don't know about the Park District. They don't know about the limitations of the area and Waldron Deck, and you can't build here, and you can't add a hotel here. The average fan outside Chicago knows nothing about that. All they hear is the Bears are going to ditch downtown Chicago. That's terrible. And they don't know anything about the backstory.
Well, and part of the backstory that I didn't even know, because this goes back to before I was even alive, was basically the entire history of the Bears playing at Soldier Field. They've never had that great of a relationship with it. If you go to like newspapers.com and you look up Bears Arlington Heights, this flirtation with that area has been there since the 70s.
Yep.
So the Bears have always been looking elsewhere. They've always tried to go elsewhere. It was on the table before they renovated Soldier Field, and then they got everything they needed, and then it didn't go well, and it is what it is now. But I still look at it like this, Paul. Like, I wonder how much what the Bears just experienced in January and those big games and like that nostalgia, I think it came back at a level that goes beyond politics, that maybe even politicians in the state of Illinois hopefully understand. Like I said this a couple weeks ago, this isn't just like some big corporation we're talking about coming to the state of Illinois or leaving the state of Illinois. This is the Chicago Bears.
The heart
of
the city.
The heart of the city.
Yes. It's, what I think you guys should do on your show? You should do a poll. What would the fans like? Give them the three options and keep Soldier Field. Hey, tough guy.
Biased because he lives in Northwest Indiana.
No, I'm from the south side of Chicago. I grew up in Chicago Heights area. That would have been a quick zip over if they're over. But here's the thing. I think what's going to happen is that the Bears are going to have to make moves around Soldier Field. And if you ask the fans what they want, it's going to be probably stay at Soldier Field. I'm not the kind of fan who needs a 1,000-foot jumbotron. Have you ever been to a Dallas Cowboys stadium? I think that's awful.
Yeah, it's cavernous.
It's horrendous for watching a game. Now, if you want chicken fingers, you can get them any place you want. I go to the game to enjoy the atmosphere, sit and watch, and have fun, and maybe go to a tailgate. The Bears already have that, but that doesn't make money.
Yeah, they have like an art gallery there, a car dealership.
Yes.
They got like go-go dancers, all of it.
When I go to Soldier Field,
chaos.
I know it's a pain in the ass to get from public transportation. I live in the Lincoln Park area, and it's a pain to get down there.
Yeah.
It's a pain to get out. But you know what? It sure was worth it when you're walking after kicking the ass of the Packers. That walk felt really great.
Yeah, no, Paul, you got to tough it up. It's not that tough. You're in Lincoln Park, you get on the red line, you ride it down to Roosevelt, you walk over, you're good.
I do.
Yeah, you're fit. You can handle it.
I got my venture card.
I'm stopping the narrative about how tough
your
it is to
hotel
get
key.
there. So there's
You
a
can
million
take-
trains. There's
I have
lots
my
of
venture
buses.
card right here.
There you go.
There
That's
you
you
go.
too.
You can keep that.
Yeah, okay, great. Hey, listen.
If you still have the actual Ventra card in your wallet, that is how you
Old school.
that's like your key to the city. That's you're a Chicago
I don't like
guy.
apps. I don't trust apps.
So the guy that you work with, I think his name's Dan Patrick.
Yeah.
Listen, football is king. We know, and we're here at the Super Bowl and all that. But Dan's a big basketball guy, and I just want to throw one question of little hoop in here. The NBA is terrible right now. So
Yeah.
does Dan have a solution? Because I love the NBA, like love it, and it sucks. So do you have a solution? Because I need some defense. I need to bring it back. Sean Sharif's here. This is amazing.
So I think the NBA's problem is 10 years happening. Once they started with load management, you can't get that back. Once fans started believing that their star players weren't going to show up for games, or be there at games, I think they have a 10-year problem with load management, and that's the biggest thing with the NBA, and it still hasn't been fixed completely. And if you don't know that your star is going to be there,
That's fair.
how am I going to tune in regularly? You make it easy for me to tune out. The NFL will never have this. Even if they went to 18 games, it's not like the Bears are going to sit Caleb in week 4 for rest. The NFL never has this problem. So what happens is it becomes like a cycle. The NBA goes this way, and the NFL says, let's stomp them. Let's take Christmas Day. And we don't work for the NBA. Let's stomp them. So now the NBA's Christmas Day, which was their cash cow, is half of what it was a decade ago. And the NFL went right past and blew right past.
Yeah.
So as far as solutions, none. I don't think they have one.
That's really depressing.
That's depressing, but none.
So you think the Bears are going to win how many Super Bowls in the next 10 years?
Well, if there's 10 years, you got to go 10 or 11. I would say 11, probably. The good news is a lot of people on rookie contracts. A lot of dudes on rookie contracts. The bad news is in a year and a half, Caleb Williams is going to get $300 million, or he's going to be let go. And I don't think he's going to be let go, so it's $300 million. So now you have to.
These next 2 years are going to be big.
This is a window. Remember Russell Wilson when he had the Legion of Doom? He was a rookie on a third-rounder contract, making nothing.
That's where I kind of compare this Bears team, right? There's Russell Wilson, rookie year, obviously Caleb's second year, but that year they almost got to the NFC Championship. They fell just short his rookie year. Then the second year, they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
And so you got to push your chips all in now.
And every year someone's going to go. Like DJ Moore, it's a coin flip. But now in a year, 2 years, they got to sign Kmet. How much can they pay Kmet? Probably not a lot to be a second to tight end. Luther Burden in 3 years, Loveland in 3 years, defensive players in 3 years. So this window is right now. It doesn't mean it closes in 3 years, but it's wide open now.
So you're a very creative guy too, and I've had this harmonica.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
And I'm wondering how to really get it to be I mean, people love it, but like there's some that like and don't love it as much. But I think there's a potential here, Paul. Like I could go up here, I could go down here, the other way around.
He's got to learn how to play it. This is my issue.
Just remember now, 2 things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use that harmonica because it's just been used. I had to learn how to play the harmonica in band when I was in 6th grade, Glenwood, Illinois, Brookwood Elementary School. You have to blow in and out. You
Right,
get
in and out.
better sound. There you go, like the old days.
We're gonna have to get you guys to do a duet or something. But my question is, with this Super Bowl, this is my 3rd one. How many have you been to
Been to?
or covered?
27.
So you're the perfect person to ask about this.
Sorry.
And all
I was going to say 20, but I don't want to lie to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. To me, that's why I want to ask you this question, because this kind of just feels so much more clustered than the last 2. But I'm not one to
complain.
Yeah,
Really?
nobody knows me for that.
I've heard the opposite.
Yeah, I'm famous for it. The whole point is the game's in Santa Clara, the convention's in San Francisco, they're in San Jose for media night,
Right.
first night. It's like all over the place. Is this conducive for a Super Bowl? Or should everybody stop complaining?
It's not conducive to everybody being at all the different events, and it's really a pain now, but no one wants to listen to us complain, believe me. Being paid to go to the Super Bowl,
Right.
If you complain, like we were in Dallas years ago, and we had to go do the show outside in the snow, and we all decided we're not going to complain because the guy at home who's a plumber who would kill to go to the Super Bowl doesn't want to hear a complaint. But I think your point is that There's some cities that are better. Like Indianapolis was fantastic for the Super Bowl. You could walk to every single event, every single media opportunity. Minneapolis, the weather was harsh, but it's Minneapolis. What do you expect? It was very convenient for everyone.
I love the Minneapolis.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was one of the best, even though it was so cold.
And Indianapolis was fantastic. They turned out for it. You could be in San Francisco or New York and not know there's a Super Bowl going on. Minneapolis, you would know every bit when you got off the plane. Same with Indianapolis. Same with, like if they're going to do it in Nashville someday, places like that will embrace it.
Now here's my question. Do you have any extra, they basically set up the whole giant stadium for the Dan Patrick Show. They got the Jumbotron going in. You got any extra space over there? Because we're actually standing on the outside of this right now because we're boxing out for space this entire week. Can we get like a corner that we can set something up at?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you guys have like a studio apartment in New York is what you guys are doing your show in right now. Yeah. Like last year you had that nice setup.
I know.
Come on over. There's some area by the porta potties. There's 2 porta potties. There's like a 10 by 12 spot there that would fit. No problem.
We'll take the porta potties. I'm ready.
Bathrooms?
We listen.
He always needs one.
We want to be like you. We're trying to.
You can bring me over to the set, and you guys can waterboard me until I figure out how to ask short questions.
Now that's a bit. No, we talked about that 2 years ago. But you're getting better. No, but like it's fun working on the Dan Patrick Show. Dan always says, "How do we outdo ourselves?" How do we outdo ourselves? And so I got to give credit to him. He tells the bosses, "We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do that. Let's find something cool." But the New York Giants or the San Francisco Giants, they said, "Pop it here." So it was pretty lucky. Pretty lucky.
So I mean this way. I think I said this to you last year too. You guys to me are the standard of the Super Bowl week. The coverage. This is my 9th year of doing the Radio Row week. The worst part of it is that I don't get to see all the content you guys do. Because I used to just sit at home and watch Dan Patrick Show all week, and I felt like I was there with everything you guys did. And so now I miss most of that.
It's fun. What we try to do with every interview is get one thing out of the person that maybe we didn't hear before. Because Steve Young, he's going to do 1,000 interviews this week. And Steve Young we've had on a bunch of times. But we said to Steve Young, how was it playing the Pro Bowl? He goes, "Oh, I loved playing the Pro Bowl but I once broke a shoulder bone in the Pro Bowl and I didn't tell anybody. I just went and got it dealt with." And we're like, "You didn't tell anybody? Ever?" He goes, "Nah, actually, besides my wife, you guys are like the first people I've ever told." And so every once in a while you'll get something, you're like, "What?" Like we had Cam Newton on last year and he goes, "You know where I almost went to college?" And he tells us where he almost went to college. And you get stories like this and it's just, those are my favorites, when you get something out of someone you don't expect.
He didn't say Wisconsin, did he?
No. We had a bunch of years ago, we had on Patrick Ewing, the great Patrick Ewing who went to Georgetown. He said he wanted to go to UCLA. He saw beaches, he saw weather, and his UCLA trip got postponed, and his Georgetown trip was first. And we told Reggie Miller that Patrick Ewing almost went to UCLA. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm going to cry," because he was so upset that they could have had Patrick Ewing. There was a great one. Hakeem Olajuwon, the great college player who went to Houston, he was going to go to St. John's. He got off the plane at Kennedy Airport, was waiting for his ride, grabbed his bag. He'd never set foot in America before. Walks out on the steps. It's freezing. It's 5 degrees. He turned around and goes, "Change my ticket to Houston." Whoop. Never called back to St. John's and told him, "I can't do it." He says, "They would have picked me up in a car, I'd probably gone to St. John's."
That's a great story.
I love that stuff.
That's a great story. Paul Pabst, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.